Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Am
Yes,
I
Monroe, you are audible.
okay? So, good evening, everyone. Today we will have a discussion or presentation on data collection and on YouTube platform. So, Hassam, he is one of our data engineers at Cosmos. He's gonna give that presentation to us. Hello, Hassam. Can you hear me?
Yes, Manuel, I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is good in health. So let me share my screen and then we can start. Just give me one. Okay, so everyone can see my screen. Manuel, Alina, if you can confirm.
Yes, we can see your screen, Assam.
That's good. So are you good to start?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, I can give my introduction. So my name is Hassam Khan, and I'm a data engineer at Cosmos Research Center. And it's been like 2 months that I'm working in the center right now. And if I can give my past experience, I have around like 6 year experience in industry, where I worked as a DevOps software engineer and mostly time as a data engineer. And I did my master from Purdue University, and then I joined Cosmos. So today I'm gonna start my whole discussion would be related to YouTube, and then we can discuss how we can collect the information from YouTube, and we can see how YouTube behave when we need to extract the data from YouTube. So and starting, so why YouTube? So everyone in daily life they use YouTube and to see videos, and there are a different type of content that you can find on YouTube. And so in YouTube, when you have a platform and when everyone is free to upload their content, so there are some trends or misinformation or fake news that we can find it on the videos where we can work on it. So, and the YouTube is a good platform where we can do a lot of research on the data. So everyone knows about the YouTube, and everyone use it in the daily life. So I'm gonna discuss more related to how we're gonna use the YouTube to extract the data. So when we talk about the extraction of data, so there are two things in YouTube to extract the data. One, the good thing about YouTube is that YouTube provides its official API where we can extract the data. So now, if we extract the data, so what type of data we can extract? So the data that we can extract is only which is relevant. For example, if we consider one video, so it's only gonna give the information related to related to the video. It's gonna be metadata like date, titles, view counts, channel information, and sometimes like a caption. So that's the only thing they provide, information related to the video. But the official API doesn't provide you itself like the video, that you cannot download video from the official API, or sometime if you want to download, like if you want to get some comments from YouTube, so you cannot do it from the official API. So the official API is only for to get the relevant information related to the video, so which is title, dates, and view counts. And now they have introduced this official API, but they have some limits. So it's not like you cannot go and try to run the YouTube official API and try to get all the data from the YouTube that they have. You cannot do it. And they have put the limit on it. And the limit that they put on it is like in 1 hour, you can only fetch 1,000 records from the official API. If you do it like in 1 hour, if you touch 1,000, so the the next record, they're gonna block your IP, or they're gonna stop your account, that you cannot fetch more records. You need to wait for like the minutes after 1 hour, then you can fetch more records. So, but the good thing about the YouTube, as I mentioned, that they have official API. If we see some other platform like Facebook or some other platform, the open source where the public data is available, so they don't have their official API. So in YouTube, the thing is that when you get the official API, you have somewhere to start. So where is the somewhere to start? The start point is that, like, if we get any videos ID relevant to our topic, so it's just something good start. From that ID, we can try some different options to get the data. So what are the different options? So the different option is YT DLP. So YT means YouTube, and D means downloader, and LP is the Python package that they have mentioned. So that's something different package. So from official API, you're gonna fetch all the metadata information. If you want to download videos, audios file, or comments, then you need to use the Python package, and then you can download the videos from that package. So in that package, you don't need API key, but in the official API, you need to have an API key to fetch it. But in YT DLP, there is also some limitation that we're going to discuss later on. But right now, we can see some information about the official API, how it works. So that's the two things that we're going to discuss forward right now. One is the official API, and the other is the Python package, that how the Python package works, which help us to extract the data from YouTube. So when we talk about YouTube for official API, as I mentioned, it's free. You can get the key from the Google, and then you can, in that key, you can call that endpoint, just mention anything similar like the YouTube, where you go on YouTube, you just write it down, anything that you write it on the search, you can do similar to the API, and they're gonna fetch you the metadata. So when you receive the metadata, you can retrieve all the video ID and save it in your CSV or somewhere in the table. So again, I mentioned that you cannot get video from that API, from official API. So I'm gonna try to show you one experiment that how we can use the YouTube official API. I don't know how many people knows about Postman, but the Postman is the tool which we mostly use in our industry, where if we need to test or see the payload of, if we try to hit some API, because the API is going to return some data. So we use mostly Postman, and that's the Postman that you can try to test the API, how the API behaves. When you know how API behaves, then you can implement it in your code. And one more thing, if anyone has some question, just speak up at that time so we can address at that time. So yeah, you guys are open for questions. So let me show you. So everyone can see the other screen. So that you can see, and this is the API that I got from that's the official API. Everyone has the API. This is the key that everyone would have the different key. And then that's the Postman, that what I was telling you. That's something that we use in our industry life, where we try to test the API, and when the API is being tested, we know how what payload the API is going to return, so we implement accordingly. So this is the key, that's the param, and this is the video ID. If you want, we can try to see what ID. I think it's the ULR. We can try to. So this is the ID, which is the unique ID in video. If I'm gonna put it here, so you see these are the information. So you see this is the title of the video, and if I'm gonna fetch it from my Postman from the official API, I've just given this ID, and when I'm gonna do it, so it's gonna give me all the information related to this video. So you see this is the title, the same title, the description. So every information related to I think duration and channel title tags that, and the person who uploaded this video, the tag that he assigned. So every information related to the YouTube, you're gonna get it in the official API. So this is the Postman. This is how we test the API, and now as you can see, I can see the payload, that what payload and the YouTube is returning, so I can implement accordingly, and then I can use that API to fetch video IDs. So as I mentioned, the good thing about the YouTube is that they have the official API, and if I want to search, there's another thing. They do have different APIs that you can do, where I can enter University of Arkansas at Little Rock, and that's the search. I can just call this API, and it's going to return me the. Oh, you can see, and the request cannot be completed because you have exceeded. Because I was working at my office time, so I think I've exceeded it. So most of the time, what we do when we exceed it, so we rotate the key. So we do have a couple of keys at that time. So we when we exceed, so we rotate to another key, and then we try to fetch those records. So right now, the YouTube has mentioned that you cannot exceed more data. So I need to wait for 1 hour, and then I can fetch more records. So going back to our slide, so this is Postman, and there's nothing more in official API. If you guys want to test, you can do it. Everyone can do it. Just download the Postman and try to execute it, and you're gonna get the record accordingly. So the more thing that we're gonna discuss about is the YTDLP, and that's the famous the package in Python. We're not gonna get into more about the coding part, but we're gonna go how we can, because there are some limitations that we're gonna discuss about YTDLP, because as you think, YouTube is not gonna allow you to download all the videos from YouTube. So they have some restriction, and they have some mechanism on their side where they can try to detect who is downloading, like in in short time they're downloading a lot of videos, so they block some of users that they cannot download more videos from us. So we're gonna discuss how we're gonna tackle those things. So we're gonna start from this, and we're gonna discuss more about this part, that how we extract the videos and audio. So this is a Python package, simply, and the main thing that we use is basically we download audio, video, and then we try to implement our model on the videos and try to understand what's. Then it's later on that when you get the data, then every like you have some research uh, things that you apply on it and try to get information from that. So again, this is the Python package, and everyone can install it on their laptop, and they can try to run it to download uh, videos. And the only thing that you, as I mentioned, in this package, you don't need to mention any key. Just mention the URL, and it's gonna download the video, and it's gonna store it on your local PC. So now we're gonna discuss about the real world issues that you, if anyone is gonna try, and because when you're gonna work on it, when you're gonna download videos, it's gonna be in huge amount of number. It's not gonna be like you need to download 20 or 25 videos. It can be more than like 200,000 videos that you need to download for research. Because when you do have a lot of videos, then you can find something from that. So in order to download these 200,000 videos, so there would be some challenges that you're gonna face. Now, the one of the biggest challenge that you're gonna face is, for example, if I implement a code and I need to download 2,000 videos, and it's only one process, like one script that I've just implemented. So when I'm gonna send, like after every when the video is downloaded, then the next call is gonna go to the YouTube. YouTube is gonna detect me. Now the question comes, how YouTube is gonna detect? So whenever we call any other platform, when they receive a call, they know our public IP when we are calling to them, and in their system they are logging all our like calls, all they are monitoring all our calls, and they have mechanism on their side which would be automated. Of course, they would have automated mechanism, and where they find it out that this public IP is calling frequently to us. So at that time, they take some action, automated action, and they block our IP. So when they block our IP, so we cannot download any more videos from YouTube. So now that's something challenging. If you have a target to download 200,000 videos, and you got stopped on like some around like 1,000, so there should be some mechanism where we can tackle those type of problems. And then no, that's the thing that I explained to you that we call IP blocks, and that's the reason mostly website, when you go on the website, they have a captchas where you need to solve it. The reason that you need to solve it, they need to confirm that you are not robot. So, and those type of things that you're gonna get it when you are trying to extract the data from some different platforms. And we're gonna discuss. So these are the challenges. So one of the main biggest challenges that they average, if you like, if you're gonna call in a huge amount, they're gonna block your IP. And when they block your IP, so you're not gonna download more videos from them. And there are some throttling issues. Sometimes you're downloading more, they slow down, but that's not the biggest problem for us. And the only problem if it's slowed down, but we are getting some videos. And quota limits API, that's something we don't face that much, but it's sometimes it occurs. And one of the other thing is missing items. Missing item in YouTube, like if you are doing some research on some other country data, so some of the videos they are blocked in our in United States, and so this type of challenges that we face. So the biggest challenge that we face is only the IP blocks, and we're gonna see how we can manage it out and how we can tackle those things that they're never able to detect us that we are a bot. So and these are somehow API. So we get to know when our like IP is blocked. So they send us like some response code, so we get to know, and then we know that they have blocked us. And so these are the most top issues that you're gonna face if you're gonna download huge amount of videos from YouTube. So one of the thing that solution that now everything that we're gonna discuss forward is how we can uh, how we can able to and implement a solution where YouTube can unable to detect us that we are robot, and we should able to achieve our target to download 200,000 videos from YouTube. So when we talk about the solution one is go slower. So when we write a script, so in script mostly time it's a for loop. So when one YouTube video is gonna download, and so as the video is gonna download, the next call is gonna go straight to the YouTube. So what we need to do when we download one YouTube, so we should delay or we should have some sleep time after one video download, and it should be random. If it is uniform, like if you download video and you put it like 3 minute, like 3 second delay, and then you send the next call on their end, they're gonna detect it. Like after every 3 seconds, they're sending us the same call. So the delay should be random. So mostly time when we download the video, we give the delay random. Sometimes it can be 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Sometimes it can be 3 seconds. Sometimes it's gonna be 6 seconds. So on the YouTube side, so they're not able to gonna detect that we are robot. So every time the request is gonna be on the random time that's gonna send it to the YouTube. So that's one of the options that we adopt when we are downloading huge amount of data from YouTube. So the other thing is rotating IP, and that's the mostly, and that's the like the major part that we work on it, because if you use the slower one, mostly time it's gonna help you out, but it's gonna help you like only like 30 or 20% that YouTube cannot detect you. But in rotating IP, that's the like a 60 or 50% that help us that YouTube cannot detect us. And what's the rotate IPs mean? Rotate IPs mean, like for example, as I mentioned, when we call YouTube, the YouTube know that we have, they know our public IP. So in rotating IP mean, when we gonna call, we gonna change our public IP. After every request, we gonna change our public IP. So when the request is gonna reach to the YouTube, so YouTube will unable to detect that this was the old request. They're gonna consider it a new request because our public IP is changed. And that's something help us a lot, and it makes more faster to download huge amount of data. And because in every request we are sending a new IP. And I don't know, okay. So it's something like if there is a one script, so it's gonna go to some one end, it's gonna get a new public IP, and then it's gonna call YouTube, and it's gonna get request from, it's get response, and it's gonna come back to the same script. So the main thing is identity stability. So our identity always change when we get a new IP. So, and that's mostly people they use in web scraping. So if you're extracting some huge amount of data, so you would be needing IP rotation in that. So that's the second solution, and that's the mostly one that we used when we're extracting data. And the other thing, sorry, it's the third solution, and that's the last one, is the rotate user agents. When you're sending the request, and so one of the things that the YouTube knows is your public IP, and the other thing that they know that from which browser you are calling to that. Because if you have studied about networking, so there is a body and there is a header. In header, they have all the information. Okay, what was the public IP? What was the browser that they were using? And so, and because no one knows about how the YouTube mechanism is working on their side, but we can try our best that they should unable to detect us that we are robot. or we have written any script that is talking to YouTube. So in every request, we also change our browser. Every time when I'm going to download one video, so I'm going to use the Chrome browser. It's going to be in my script, not the actual browser, but it's in the script. In the header, I'm going to put the browser name that I'm. There's a browser definition that we do have in our header that we put it in our script. And in other requests, I'm going to use the Firefox. A couple of bunch of browsers we do have it in our script, and we randomly pick from them. So that also help us to fetch a lot of records from YouTube. Okay, and that's the fourth solution. And one of the fourth solution is that if sometime YouTube is able to detect you that you are a robot, so the good thing is that you should stop at that time, and you should stop for some like couple of minutes. You need to be stopped, like for example 20 minutes. Don't try to use that IP, because if you're gonna use the same IP and the YouTube is sending you the same response again and again, so it's gonna permanently block that IP, and then but it's gonna be in their checklist that we're not gonna remove that from our block list. So the good thing approach is that if they blocks you, if they give you an error, don't use it. Just give some time and just like couple of minutes delay, and then after some delay, then go to YouTube. So in the YouTube logs, they're gonna have it like after some time it's gonna send us request, but they would unable to detect us because we have taken a lot of delay after the error that we received. So these uh, these were like the four solutions. If you implement those four solutions, then I don't think so. Any of the platform, if you are working with any of the platform, you try to need to get the data. No one is can able to detect you that you're a robot, and that what we all like four solution that we use. And now the questions come. Anyone has question related to this? I can wait for 1 or 2 minutes. If anyone has it, just I think it's all good. So let's move forward then. So now the thing comes up. Uh, I discussed four solutions that how we can try to download videos. And one of the things that I tell you, like implementing the script is easy. There would be like a couple of code, a couple of lines that you just need to write. You can download the videos. But the main challenge is again how we can download the huge amount of data. So these four solutions, if we implement in our code, so we would be able to fetch a lot of data from YouTube and easily. So now, how to implement these four solutions? uh, because it can be hard, because there are four solutions. How we gonna do the rotate IP? How we gonna do the rotation of agent? These are the two things: IP rotation, agent mean like a browser, and then the delays. How we gonna do that? So I'm gonna discuss it about related to the Python. So in Python, if we need to implement this, so Python has the framework which get the framework that which we call it Scrapy. That's the framework that we use on the large scale. So this is the famous framework in the Python. When we discuss about downloading something from the other platforms, we use Scrapy for huge amount of data. There are some different framework developed in Python, but they are on small level. So the Scrapy is mostly people they use it for the large scale. It's a Python framework. Uh, and it has all the and if we talk about the framework, just to give you the background. So the framework is basically when you're gonna heard mostly framework in all like in IT domain. There are some different Java Spring framework. If you had in like Python, there are different frameworks. So framework is like predefined, everything is implemented, and they just give it to you, and you just get that framework and write it down your own code in it. So what are the predefined things that you need? Like IP rotation, that's the predefined. So Scapy framework has IP rotation pre-built in it. You just download the Scapy and then you can use the IP rotation. And then uh, sometimes there are some challenges when we're extracting the data. So we try not to get some personal information from the different platforms. So Scrappy also help us in that part. That if you're trying to get personal information, so uh, mostly we mask it, mostly we remove it or some put like stars on that, so we cannot see any personal information. Because when we are doing the research, we never uh, include personal information of someone like on public social media that we get from them. So the Scrappy framework is the most like the famous framework that you can use, and it helps us uh, to mm, the things that you need to work in your research. So it's gonna give you all the prerequisite code in that, and but you just need to change the code accordingly, and then you can use it. So again, Scrappy help us a lot in managing this all the things like IP rotation, downloads, and retry logic. It also give us. So when I yeah, and we already discussed about like what Scrappy handles. So it handles you about scheduling and throttling, speed automatically and retry smartly, and then rotation. And like for rotation, you need to add some proxies and user agents. So for user agents, it's easy. You can get it. It's like a string text that you can add it. But for proxies, you need to get some public IPs that you need to use. So that's something, one of the challenges that you're gonna face if you're working on it for proxies, because no one can get some public IPs, not easy. Uh, there are some online platform which provides you public IPs, but yeah, and the other thing that you can get your public IPs if you have different systems and which are connected to different internets. So you can try to route that call from that system to the YouTube. So that's how you can do the IP rotation. So IP rotation itself is a bigger like an image where you can see how it works, but it's just like uh, giving a call to someone and then they're gonna forward the call to YouTube on behalf of you. So, and in right now where I work, so we all most of the time we always face because we don't have that much public IPs in our system. So sometimes when we call, so we are more care about it because we don't want that our IP should block. So and we do have pipelines which help us how we gonna save, how we gonna log it, and how we gonna remove the personal information uh, personal information from the social media data that we are getting. And yep, and then it also gives you the YTTLP extension in the Scapy that you can add into it, and then you can download the YouTube data. And just one thing I can add more into it. Uh, I have used it, and YTTLP is more because I have used it for some other platform like TikTok and Facebook. It also worked on other platform also, because YTTLP they have mentioned like YouTube, but it only asks you for the URL. If you give any URL like if you give the URL for TikTok and it is public, so this package can download that data for you guys. So how much time it left? So these are the something framework. It's also called Spider, where you mention what to do. and where to start with, what to extract. So here's the main part that you need to write it on your code, and then response and request, they are already being implemented. If you want to modify, you can do it. And these are the main key parts when you download the Scrappy. It's gonna be a framework. Already there would be some classes that would be implemented, but you can just get into it and do the changes accordingly, and then you can use it. And then there's a middleware where you use proxy rotation, retries, and plugins, etc. that you want to use. But that's the high level that I have given to you. Scrappy, you just need to know like the Scrappy is a Python framework which is used to help us to download huge amount of data from different platforms. So Scrappy is not only for YouTube, Scrappy is for all the platforms if you want to extract the data. And it is right now it is on the top where if you want to work on the huge amount of data, then you can use Scrappy. And there are some other different platforms, but you can give a try. If you guys have heard about Selenium, that's the start. And if you can try to use Selenium, but and that's something if you are on the smaller data set, then you can use that Selenium. But if you want to go for a huge amount of data, then I would suggest Scrappy is the only framework that can help you out. I think that's it. If anyone has some questions, just if anyone want to discuss or something, if anyone didn't get something, I can repeat it again if you want.
Great presentation, Hassan.
Thank you.
If you guys don't have any questions, then we can close our session today. And I also want to remind one more thing, which is the assignment is due on next week. So please try to complete the assignment and submit by the due date. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. Have a good one.